Hi, in this video, we will discuss a few other important points in this chapter of cash flow statement. We'll begin by listing a few examples of transactions that are not considered as cash flows because they do not result in inflow of cash and cash equivalents, nor do they result in outflow of cash and cash equivalents. The first example is depreciation and amortization. These two are expenses, but it does not result in outflow of cash because it's a non-cash expense. It's a book entry. Issue of bonus shares. Shares are issued, but from the reserves. The company will not get any cash for the shares which have been issued. The reserves are converted into shares. That's the meaning of bonus shares. 3 is issue of shares and debentures for consideration other than cash. Company may issue shares and debentures for purchase of business or purchase of assets, etc. And such transactions will not be considered as a cash flow because it will not result in inflow or outflow of cash. And finally, redemption of debentures by conversion into new debentures or shares. So the debentures are redeemed, but it is by conversion into new debentures or shares, not by paying cash to the debenture holders. So this is also an example of a transaction which is not considered as a cash flow. We'll move on to extraordinary items. First, we'll see the meaning of extraordinary items. They are incomes and expenses that arise from events and transactions that are clearly distinct from the ordinary activities of the enterprise, and they are not expected to recur frequently or regularly. So it does not happen in the normal course of business. It does not happen frequently or regularly. Such an activity is called an extraordinary activity. We'll see an example each for extraordinary activity in operating, investing, and financing activities. We'll begin with operating activity. Now, compensation paid to employees under the VRS, Voluntary Retirement Scheme. This is an example of an outflow, an extraordinary activity being an outflow under operating activity. Second, investing activity. Any insurance claim amount received against the damage of fixed assets because of earthquake, flood, etc. is an example of inflow under investing activity being an extraordinary activity. And in the case of financing activity, payment for buyback of equity shares. Normally, buyback of equity shares does not happen in the normal course of business. So any payment for the buyback of equity shares can be listed as an outflow for financing activities under the head of extraordinary activities. Next, we'll go on to state a transaction that is always classified and shown as the same activity irrespective of the type of the company. Whether it's a manufacturing company, trading company, finance company, non-finance company, insurance company, irrespective of the type of the company, the transaction should always be classified and shown as the same activity. We'll begin by citing an example for operating activity. The payment for employees in the form of salaries or bonus or staff welfare expenses will always be an operating activity irrespective of the type of the company. 2. Investing activity. Payment towards the purchase of fixed asset. When I say fixed assets, it's an asset which is not purchased for the purpose of resale. Example could be building furniture, etc. for office use, or even in goodwill. Now this payment made is always an outflow under investing activity, irrespective of the type of the company. And finally, payment of dividend, we've already seen, irrespective of the type of the company, it will always be a financing activity. Finally, we will give an example of a transaction. A part of the transaction will be shown as investing activity and another part of the transaction will be shown as financing activity. So the transaction will have two parts, and one part of it will be investing activity and the other part of it as financing activity. Example of such a transaction will be payment of installments in the case of a hire purchase transactions. Now the installment in the case of hire purchase will have two components, the principal component as well as the interest component. The principal component will be the amount paid for the purchase of the asset. So when asset is purchased, it becomes an investing activity. So for the principal component part of it, the activity will be referred to as investing activity, whereas for the interest component, interest paid on loan borrowed, that becomes a financing activity. So in this transaction where installment is paid in a hire purchase transaction, where the installments, since it consists of the principal component and the interest, amount paid towards the principal component will be an investing activity and amount paid towards the interest component will be interest paid, and that will be a financing activity. So now in this video we've seen a few crucial important points that we need to remember in this chapter of cash flow statement, which comes often as part of objective questions.